And today I want to talk about your relationship responses, where they come from. Because when you understand how you got to where you got to respond in the way you do in your relationships, you will be empowered to make a difference in changing them. My name is Jo from Love Shift Live Academy, and I'm the host of the Dare to Love Club, where I show people how to break free from negative relationship patterns. And the way that we respond is out of habits that we've picked up in childhood, of what we learned protected us, what we learned kept us safe. And crying is a mechanism, a self-defense mechanism that can mean many things. It can be a fighting strategy. It can be a way that we are subconsciously appealing to people to have empathy for us, to want to protect us. It can be simply a response that we have to being so overwhelmed because we're not coping. So there are many things that crying could indicate as in the way that we respond. Other people, their response might be to completely shut down, to run away, to avoid, to hide, to refuse to have a discussion about something. For others, it might be attack. So they become abusive, they scream, they shout, they throw things. In my first serious relationship, when I was a very young teen, I remember I would throw things at the wall in a fight that we had. And although I've never acted out by hitting someone in a relation, in a romantic relationship, I've never hit anyone. The thing about throwing things is that there is the risk that you're actually going to hurt someone. And I think a lot of women may do this when they lose their temper, when they're angry, is to throw things. And so these are things that so many of us go through in relationships, and these are things that we don't speak about, that we don't tell people that are happening, unless we're lucky enough to find a coach or a therapist that we can talk to, that we can look at our own behaviors so that we can shift those behaviors and handle those difficult moments differently, because it's in the response. It's in the response that makes or break the relationship. And when we learn how to handle difficult situations differently, we can leave people feeling not necessarily better, because difficult conversations and differences are not necessarily there to leave people feeling good about themselves. It's okay that we get uncomfortable and they're uncomfortable, but that we're not abusing each other in the situation. And whether or not we are acting aggressively or whether or not we are shutting down in silence, those things are hurtful to other people. And that's where we get torn down in a relationship. And in the end, as my husband would say, we often leave relationships because we're tired, not because we really want to leave them. And I believe that one of the reasons we leave relationships is we stopped liking ourselves. We don't like who we've become in the relationship. So you can do something about it. Just like in karateka, you can learn to practice a different way of being, and you can also heal the trauma wounds, learn how to regulate your nervous system and to regulate yourself emotionally. And by releasing the triggers, you'll find that you're not as easily triggered. You're not taken to that point of emotional escalation as easily as you might have been before. And so it's one step at a time. But what I want you to leave with today is to know that you can, wherever you are in relationship and how you're handling it, you can teach yourself to do it differently. I have a relationship inventory from my Dare to Love Club, where I show people how to break free from negative relationship patterns, and I'm giving it away this week for free. So if you want it, drop me a message below, yes please, or inbox me, yes please, and I will tell you how you can get it.